All right, welcome to the Casual Marks podcast. If this is your first time joining us, go listen to our other videos, figure out who the fuck we are. We're talking about WrestleMania predictions, and we're jumping right into it because it's late and it's a fucking school night. Fucking jabroni. We're talking about our predictions for WrestleMania Night 2, and we're jumping into the main event of Night 2. Like I said, it's fucking late. And what I'm pitching
and we just talked about Night 1, and they have main event ties right into this.
Exactly. So I'm pitching to you the reason that I said that The Rock and Roman would need to win to set up Bloodline rules is because Bloodline rules is essentially no rules.
Right.
So therefore, if it's no rules, that would give the leverage to Cody Rhodes because there are so many people that the Bloodline has lost, which would allow for Cody Rhodes to recruit people to come in and assist him. So then you can have all these other people that the Bloodline has wronged to back him up and stop the Bloodline advantage.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
So I've seen the meme calling them the Cody Vengers. So you can have people like Seth Rollins if they wanted Seth. I don't know, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, maybe Jimmy Uso if he's been defeated and brought to the good side. Randy Orton.
Drew McIntyre.
Probably not Drew, because I think he's a bad guy now.
But the
maybe even, I don't know, maybe Stone Cold. Why not? Because Stone Cold needs to get revenge on The Rock one more time. Maybe John Cena. I don't know. All these people. Maybe LA Knight. Why not? Why not Triple H? He's got beef with The Rock. All these people have come out and cost them. And it's essentially Kevin Hart. He's got beef with The Rock. Why not Gabriel Iglesias? He seems like a big wrestling fan. Joey Swole, he's been getting involved.
Lil Wayne's there too. We might as well.
Meek Mill. I hear Diddy's a pretty dangerous guy nowadays. But you get all these people. Yeah, you get all these people involved. You bring them out, and it's this way. Instead of it being like, okay, the only reason that Cody was able to beat Roman was because The Rock turned on Roman, hit him with the rock bottom or whatever, and therefore they just took it that way. You have the Cody Vengers come out, they don't touch Roman, but they just run interference and stop the Bloodline.
Yeah.
And then they essentially turn it into a lumberjack match. They block out the rest of the Bloodline.
They might as well turn into a Kennel in Hell match.
Perfect. Perfect. And you do that by having them lose that night. It's like what happens in Marvel, where it's like, how are we going to beat Thanos? And then they open up all the portals and everyone comes out.
Ant-Man goes in his ass.
Exactly. And Ant-Man is Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio goes into Roman Reigns' ass to end WrestleMania Night 2.
I've never seen that.
You've never seen Rey Mysterio go to Roman Reigns' ass?
No, in my mind, of course, I've imagined that.
Who hasn't?
But no, I've never seen the Avengers.
Well, you will at WrestleMania.
People are probably... They're mad at me because I'm a casual. They're mad at me because I've never seen The Godfather. Now I've never seen The Avengers.
If you don't know the Godfather reference, go listen to the first episode, you fucking jabroni gooner mark.
You know what I was going to say is that every time that I'm thinking of something, it just turns around to Roman Reigns being a babyface. And I think that's calling, and he's put the baby blue eyes in, and go back to the goatee.
That was a good time. Good time.
Look at this. Just
put the bulletproof vest back on. But
say suffering succotash.
Yeah. But what if The Rock pushes Roman Reigns too far, like Roman Reigns did the Sami Zayn at
then the chest as well.
Okay.
Measured stomp.
And then The Rock or Roman turns on The Rock.
Yeah.
Over their opponent. He avoids the damage.
Wouldn't that still turn Roman babyface?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what, I was like, oh, he'll turn on The Rock, but
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Elbow drop.
But
I mean,
really
I
who's going to
think
fight Paul Heyman since we're talking about all this stuff? Who's the Paul Heyman?
maybe that's where Triple H is involved.
Targeting the stomach.
Sandman's coming down
Maybe
from the
that's
crowd.
where Dustin Rhodes can be involved, and he'll hit a bionic elbow on him.
I don't need the Cody Avengers, I need my big brother.
Exactly. Exactly. Look,
Sandman's going to come out of the crowd with his
Tommy
gear.
Dreamer with a gun. Get the fuck back, Paul. You know what? I say we run through these other matches real quick.
Yeah.
Our predictions on Cody versus Roman. I don't think there's a single fucking chance Roman leaves this WrestleMania with the title.
Really?
This is the only fourth time in WrestleMania history that they've done 2 consecutive years in the same match back to back. And I don't think they did that so that Roman could beat Cody 2 years in a row. Cody just signed a multi-year extension with WWE.
Yeah, but he's going to take Seth's championship or Drew's championship.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure that's why. I just think they just did this big biography on Roman Reigns. They got Cody signed to a new deal. They've got all these different promo packages and ads in the Super Bowl that they did this year highlighting Cody Rhodes. I don't think they're doing that so that Roman can beat him.
Oh, MJF's going to come out of it.
There you go. That's one of the Cody Avengers. That's who can kick Paul Heyman in the dick. That's it. That's how he debuts. Everyone goes, who the fuck is this guy? Oh my god, he kicked Paul Heyman in the dick.
I like that people won't know who MJF is.
Do you think the majority of people that only watch WrestleMania will know who he is?
Maybe WrestleMania, but if people...
You gotta think, there are people that only watch WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Because there are people that are hardcore fans. That's the thing. There are people that are hardcore fans. They'll be like, "Oh my god, that's MJF."
Yeah.
But that is also where there are people that never watch anything else other than WrestleMania, and they're going to be like, "Who is this guy that's teaming up with Rey Mysterio?"
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I think there are probably going to be people that are like, "Who's this guy fighting AJ Styles?" Who the fuck? Why is everyone chanting "yeah"?
Yeah, I think. I mean, we got Mother Wrestling and Baby Mama Wrestling, or Baby Mama Casual.
Yeah,
that they watch in quotations. They sit on their phone while we watch, but they don't know who half the people are.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
You know, if his music didn't hit and they didn't say, "Oh my god, it's MJF,"
Yeah,
and he just ran out and kicked Paul Heyman in the dick, Mother Wrestling would go, "Well, who is that?"
he kind of looks familiar.
But yeah, I think Cody Rhodes, regardless of what happens on night 1, is leaving undisputed champion.
I think he is as well, but there is a part of me that's deep and dirty.
No, there is that fear in me as well. There is that
I'm
what
sorry,
if.
it's not fear.
There's a hope.
Yeah.
There's a hope. Because there's that part of me that says, ooh, our views would go crazy. The comment section would go so insane. We could engage. Our engagement rates would be through the roof.
Oh, but then it would go down dramatically. People will stop watching wrestling.
Yeah, that, the Raw after Mania engagement rates would be down very bad. I've said this, and I'll go ahead and say it live on air.
I do. I want.
Let me make sure it's Chris when I say this.
I want to do some Doctor Strange multiverse. I want to go to a different universe and just watch what happens. When I don't want to do my universe, but I want to see what happens when Roman Reigns beats Cody Rhodes for the second time in a row.
I get that.
Clean.
I want this to be clean and crisp when I say this. If Roman Reigns defeats Cody Rhodes this year, there is not a point in the Casual Marks Wrestling podcast ever covering anything about the Universal Championship until Roman Reigns beats Bruno Sammartino's record, because that's clearly what they're doing. They're not going to have him beat Hulk Hogan's record just to not beat Bruno's.
Yeah.
It's absolutely redundant for him to go all this way and end up being second. Or excuse me, he would be third. But
how far away is he from the Hulk?
2020. Oh, he would have to go till after SummerSlam of this year. So
that is not long.
No, you're right. It's not. It's pretty close. That's why it's possible. And then after that, he would have to go till 2027, and then he would beat Bruno's. That's really not that far. That's what I'm saying.
That's the closest they might ever get.
Yeah, it is. So if he gets to that point and he beats Hogan's, you might as well just beat Bruno's. So if he can beat Hogan's, we're just gonna wait, and we're not gonna get our hopes up ever again. We're never gonna post about it. We're never gonna acknowledge it. We're never gonna talk about it ever. because he's just going to beat Bruno's. So we'll just wait it out.
We'll have a running clock until the day that he beats Bruno's record.
There you go.
Oh,
we'll have a link.
You know what? I've blanked on everything. Damian Priest.
Yeah, what about
Money in the Bank? Like I haven't thought about him at all.
Yeah,
I haven't thought about the Money in the Bank at all.
I don't think many people have. I'm not sure the writers have.
What if Cody wins and then Damian cashes in?
That would be like on the night after Mania. I don't think he would do it at Mania.
All the pyro hits and then Damian's coming down there. Come on.
They did that to Roman one time with Sheamus cashing in.
I thought
it was at Survivor Series.
Didn't Seth do that? Or?
Seth did it during the match at WrestleMania 31.
Egg did it.
What do you mean?
Egg did it to John Cena after he won.
No, that was after New Year's resolution. We're both in agreement, Cody, but there is that small part of us that thinks what if. Next up on, or next backwards on the card, Rollins versus McIntyre.
John Cena's career tonight.
Drew McIntyre is so savage lately.
Awesome.
He's been just an animal.
I love it.
WWE made some questionable choices on the last episode of Raw with doing their placement of some different segments.
What do you mean?
Doing a Owen Hart and Bret Hart memorial, and then the Drew McIntyre casket segment. That was some weird placement next to each other. I don't think it was like an intentional thing or anything like that. Just one of those where it's like, come on, guys, maybe think about that.
Yeah, that's tough.
But aside from that, that's like,
it's
just toned down.
Awesome, and then it's like, you put it up and then it's like, hey, how did nobody notice this?
Yeah.
What, guys?
It's just tone deaf.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't think it was intentional, and obviously it has nothing to do with the ring.
Yeah, it kind of takes I really like that segment too.
I mean, I still really like the segment.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's nothing to do with Drew. But Drew, I'm just going to say it. If he doesn't win the World Heavyweight Championship here, just leave. Leave.
1,000%. If he does win, I want to see all the dirt sheets that talk about how Drew Gallows is going to be all alert and everything like that. Whatever. And refuses to sign a contract and all that. I just want it to crumple up the little dirt sheet and shove it right up the little creeper.
I'm assuming you're talking about Fightful, specifically Fightful.
Whoever talks about it.
Yeah, just any, all of them.
Sports Cheetah that just takes the little tweets that.
Sports Cheetah doesn't even count as a dirt sheet. They're just. I don't even know what you call it. They're yellow journalism.
I don't know what that is.
Fake.
Oh.
They're fake news.
It's like, what if
someone could just tweet out and be like, maybe Drew McIntyre could sign with TNA, and then Sports Cheetah says, big WWE superstar considering move back to former employer. And it's like, this isn't even someone with like a source. This is just a random guy. I'm getting off topic. But yeah, the rest of the Casual Marks team, other than us, wants Rollins to win. I don't want Rollins to win. I want Rollins to lose. I want Rollins to then take a nice, much-needed vacation. I want Rollins to go and rest his back and rest his knee. And I want him to just relax and watch a lot of The Office.
He has literally been the workhorse of WWE for the past year.
Yeah, he more than a year since Elimination Chamber or Extreme Rules 2022 at least.
Yeah,
probably longer. Because ever since his Matt Riddle feud, he has earned himself a vacation.
Yeah.
Go home and rest. We will gladly wait, and I think everyone will be very much okay.
Oh, excuse me, but yeah, he has been going in. He definitely deserves a rest. But I don't think Seth wants a rest.
Yeah, you know what? He might not. But sometimes you have to be like, take some time off.
Yeah.
Buddy. We will be okay.
It's crazy to me how much people like want him to lose.
It's just once you give fans what they want, they don't want it anymore.
And I mean, They want some transitional champions, and they know
That's
what I don't
it.
like.
And I think it's time. They've already announced that Clash at the Castle is going to be in Glasgow, Scotland.
Yeah.
Put the belt on McIntyre. Let him go into that
Let him
as
lose it to
champion
Logan Paul there.
at the championship. I think it's time. McIntyre gets his moment. Let him go in there with the belt.
But
And then that's where you can get him to re-sign before he goes back to AEW.
But I do think if Seth Rollins were to win, I think Cody's losing.
Cody building his attack.
Oh, if Rollins wins and Cody loses? Yeah, I would agree
If
with
Rollins
that.
wins his match, Cody Rhodes is losing.
I agree.
And
Like one of them wins, one of them loses.
Yeah.
I could see that. That's why I think Rollins loses and Cody wins.
Yeah, I do too.
And I kind of like your fantasy booking that Rollins takes some times off, comes back as a spiteful heel that's like, I helped you, you weren't there to help me, and I'm the one that lost everything and had to take time off while you've been here soaking in all the glory as champion, and it's not fair.
Yeah. I am a little bit concerned that Damian Priest could. I think it is way more likely he gets involved with this than anything with Cody and Roman.
I honestly wouldn't mind that he tries to cash in, it gets thwarted, and then McIntyre and Priest have a little beef because he's like, you tried to steal my moment.
I see that Drew McIntyre beating Damian Priest if he does cash in.
Honestly, that might be kind of cool.
So maybe a little sad.
I think that might be kind of cool because then McIntyre's still kind of a hypocrite because it's like, I won this fair and square, and everyone's like, well, you didn't beat Rollins, and he's like, I won the match. I beat both Seth Rollins and Damian Priest.
Yeah.
That would suck if, like, Priest lost the Money in the Bank that way. But I think that would be wonders for McIntyre's heel character.
Wait, what are you saying? I'm confused.
Well, you know how, like, McIntyre has been kind of a hypocrite in different ways as part of his character?
Yeah.
I think it would work really well within that character if Damian Priest cashes in, McIntyre pins
that would be hilarious.
Damian Priest, and then he starts talking about how he was the savior of WrestleMania and how he ended Seth Rollins' title reign after he beat Seth Rollins. And everyone's like, well, you didn't really beat Seth Rollins, you beat Damian Priest.
Yeah.
And he's like, I beat them both in the same match. And they're like,
gives CM Punk so much fuel to whenever he does come back. That match at SummerSlam is going to go.
I think it'll definitely be a SummerSlam timeline. I think it's very likely that it's looking like I think it's looking like Mania this year is Rollins and McIntyre. Clash at the Castle is Priest and McIntyre. SummerSlam is Punk and McIntyre. And Mania 41 is Rollins and Punk.
Yeah, I can see that.
And that's like a long-term plan.
Yeah.
I think that's a good long-term plan, honestly.
I think so too.
So we in agreement? McIntyre leaves as champion?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm liking it. Next up, we got Io Sky and Bayley. And I'll tell you what, man. Going into this recording, I was very much pro Bayley. But talking through earlier about how we were both Team J, spoilers for episode 1, I'm starting to think that maybe it's Io.
Really? And then she wins and then JD goes after her?
Yeah. Just because it would kind of be weird for all 4 members of Damage Control to lose. Because then where does Damage Control go? It would, it sucks. But then where does Damage Control go?
Hopefully down the toilet.
There's no way Damage Control just is done.
That's fair. I didn't think about that. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think Bayley's winning. I think she... I don't know, though, because she needs help. Maybe from Paul.
Yeah. She's back, baby. No one told us how long her contract was, so I think it's already run out.
John Cena did it!
What are you talking about? I'm talking...
I was just talking about Triple H. What were you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. I was really excited for this match at at Royal Rumble. They kind of fizzled out for me a little bit.
You know, I'm not necessarily not excited for it, but I guess
I'm not as excited as I was.
I'm not as excited as I thought I would be, I guess.
I got you. I was equating it to Triple H and Batista whenever they were doing the like, I heard them talking about me.
Well, we got that moment, honestly.
Well, I know, but I'm saying I equated this feud to that feud, and I'm like, that's one of my favorite feuds of all time.
I feel like once we got that moment of Bayley being like, "Yeah, I understand Japanese. I know what y'all
that was
saying
badass.
about me." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." But then I really think it was the Dakota Kai stuff that just derailed it for me because I was like, "What are you doing with this?" And then she was like, "All right, I trust you, Dakota, but not really." And then she was like, "No, you can trust me." You shouldn't have trusted me. And I was like, man.
But you know what I think might draw me right back into this? A sick-ass video package that just shows me.
Then I'm in. Then I'm back. And I'm sure they'll have one.
I know.
So you're going Bayley. I think I'm going to go Io. And I'm not necessarily like... Everyone else picked Bayley. So I'm the only one going Io. I'm not necessarily like, obviously it's Io. I just don't necessarily see all 4 members of Damage Control taking an L on the same night.
That's fair, but it'll be interesting to see. We need to make a little scorecard.
Yeah, we'll have to
see, make sure we have everything.
Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. So far, Casual Mother has Randy Orton, and the Casual Baby Mama has Logan Paul.
I think this might be Casual Baby Mama's most looking forward to match.
It definitely is. Definitely. That or else it's Cody and Roman. Yeah. And you know, man, this match... I fantasy booked that it was going to be Logan Paul and LA Knight. Basically, ever since they had all their interactions going into Money in the Bank, and I just don't know why it's not, because they seem like they have more chemistry than any of the other matches that's going on.
Yeah, I agree, especially the way their promos were going. I really was really liking that. I don't know. I think it's to be very interesting with Randy Orton and the U.S. Championship contention. I never would have thought.
Well, he's already been a U.S. champion.
Well, I know, but I'm saying like now, I never would have thought of Randy Orton as like a U.S. champion contender.
Here's my thing, okay? He was signed to SmackDown by Nick Aldis, and Nick Aldis got the signing by saying, like, I can give you something that Adam Pearce can't, and that's a shot at revenge on the Bloodline.
Yeah, I thought he was going to fight. Like, the whole time that this happened, I thought it was going to be him versus Solo.
Yeah, I did too.
The whole Daddy's back. Daddy's back to what?
So I'm just not super invested in this match, and I don't really see why Kevin Owens. Well, I get why Kevin Owens has beef with Logan Paul, but like it feels like by now it should be done.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't really know why Orton is involved, other than Elimination Chamber, which is just like, well, dude, he got you.
I'm actually really looking forward to this because you know how much
I think it's going to be a good match.
And you know how much I love Logan Paul.
I'm not super invested in the match. I just think it'll be a good match that I'm just going to be like, all right, that was cool. And then I'm going to move on.
I think I
think that's exactly what it is. And I think what I fantasy booked would have been better. I think Logan Paul is going to retain. And I think I think he's going to retain. And I think anytime that they have to go around and do like press tours, he's going to be one of the main people doing it.
I was thinking, I think I'm going to go with Randy Orton.
I could see that. Kind of like what I fantasy booked in the Stand and Deliver predictions. I think doing a Braun Breaker and Randy Orton feud would be really good.
Yeah, it would.
But I don't know if I actually see that unless
I think
they
the U.S.
split up the
champion
teams.
is one of those things that we talked about. Like sometimes a title needs somebody or a match. I think the U.S. championship could benefit greatly from having somebody like Randy Orton.
It could. That's fair.
And just bring that prestige back to the U.S. Championship. I mean, Logan Paul has definitely brought the exposure to it, but
it needs a little more.
85% of wrestling fans, I feel like, hate Logan Paul, and they don't hate him as like a heel; they hate him as a person. And like, he hasn't been in this for 25 years; he doesn't deserve that. So, and you can only imagine for that reason, I'm the
I get you. Next up, we got LA Knight versus AJ Styles. This is one that got the rest of the team split 50-50.
She is just desperately trying to fight out.
I don't care. I just don't fucking care at all about this match. And I think it's going to be probably AJ Styles' worst WrestleMania match and LA Knight's best match in WWE. That can tell you whatever you want to interpret it as. And I think LA Knight's going to win it.
Yeah, as much as I want to care about this match, I don't. I don't think it's
they had some cool segments leading up to it.
Yeah, they did. AJ Styles was freaking yoked. He was on some kind of home training program. But
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, by home training I mean HGH, home H stands for HGH.
Yeah, so that's what the first H stands for.
But yeah, as much as I want to, and it's no secret, I'm no fan of LA Knight. I haven't hated him as much as I used to, and I think it's because he's less exposed as to what he was.
Yeah, he's taken a nice upper mid-card position, which is where he should be, where his talent level is at.
Like, when people were saying he should beat Roman Reigns, that's when I'm like, all right, he needs to.
Yeah, it's like, all right, we need to bury him.
But, yeah, I don't really care about this match either, but I think AJ Styles is going to win. I think AJ Styles deserves to win.
Yeah, and that's all I've got to say about this match.
But you're going with LA Knight?
I'm going with LA Knight.
Okay.
And then the last one, I don't have really anything to say about this match, other than everyone involved deserves a lot better. It's the Pride versus the Final Testament.
I
don't care.
What?
Everyone in this match deserves a lot better.
I'm excited for this match.
I think Bobby Lashley will get the pinfall.
You think he's going to take the pin? Or
no, I think he will pin someone. I don't care who. Probably Akam.
The AOP, I love them so much.
I think every single person in this match deserves better than to be in this match.
That's honestly kind of a fair point. This is prime. I didn't think this match was making it onto the WrestleMania card.
This should be on WrestleMania SmackDown.
I thought it might.
I don't know why it's not.
I thought it might be the main event of like WrestleMania SmackDown, but yeah, I love Bobby Lashley. I love the Street Profits. I love AOP.
And Karrion Kross is also in the match.
I love Karrion Kross's wife. But yeah, so I mean, I like, what is that? 6 out of 7 people that are involved.
You didn't even say Paul Ellering. What about B-Fab?
6 out. All right, we're
our stats are falling.
The percentage is going down, but long story short, I'm picking Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits to win, and I think Omos might come out. I hope he does.
All right, yeah. I mean, I can see it. Y'all, be sure you like, comment, let us
know. Crazy predictions?
I'll be honest.
Or are we going to save that for
the only
Slammies?
One that I have?
Let's save that for our Slammies.
Okay, we'll save that for our Slammies. Be sure to tune into the TikTok and see that one coming up.
Bust it out now.
You know what? I've only got one, so we can bust it out right now.
Okay. Oh, do we have to say what the other teams?
Other teams?
Yeah, what Mother Wrestling and Baby Mama Casual.
Oh.
Casual Baby Mama.
Let me pull it up right quick. Oh, God, I've got 20% battery.
That's all right. It's freaking 5 a.m. and I got to work in an hour.
Casual Baby Mama thinks that Lil Wayne's going to confront Logan Paul and fight him.
Yeah, this is the crazy prediction.
This is the crazy, crazy predictions. And then Mother Wrestling said that Stone Cold's going to hit a stunner on The Rock.
That would be awesome.
I think Meek Mill is going to challenge Lil Wayne to a match. That's going to be that big blank segment that's around. That's why we keep seeing that they're both going to be there, but they haven't acknowledged that they're both going to be there, like in a way to say, hey, they're both here. I think that's what's going to happen. It might be a rap battle. It might be a wrestling match. I don't know. But I think that's going to be Meek Mill versus Lil Wayne.
That'd be pretty fire. I can't lie.
1-on-1.
There's many fantasy bookings I have in my head. I could go on forever. But I think I have two ones. Which one do you want first?
Is this counting earlier that you said MJF's going to show up with the Cody Avengers?
No, that's
its own one.
Yeah, that's its own one.
It.
That's what I think is actually going to happen. This is just my crazy prediction of what could happen.
Go ahead.
Okay. I think Hulk Hogan's going to show up.
Hulk Hogan?
I saw the picture of him backstage.
Okay.
So I think he's going to come to WrestleMania.
What's he going to do? He's going to flex on someone?
He's going to flex. And he's going to talk about how he loves Philadelphia.
Okay.
I don't really know I haven't thought that far about what he's going to do.
You think Hulk Hogan will make an appearance? Okay.
Yeah. I think Hulk Hogan will make an appearance. Stone Cold would be pretty badass too, coming out to just stunner The Rock one last time.
That would be cool.
And then
The Rock will do 750 backflips up the ring.
And then, how many vehicles do you think we're going to have for entrances at WrestleMania?
2.
2?
Mm-hmm.
Which ones?
I think The Rock will have something.
Oh, The Rock's definitely, yeah.
And then I wouldn't be surprised if like Logan Paul has some kind of limo or something.
He might come in a helicopter or something.
Oh, it's outdoors, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Maybe like a...
I'm going to go 3. I think Dominic
maybe like
is
a hang glider.
Dominic's going to have one. I think The Rock's going to have one. Stone Cold's definitely going to have his monster truck come out.
ATV entrance.
And if you count the Wolf Dogs and their motorcycles, but we'll just stick to
that's Stand and Deliver. That's a different one.
All right. My last crazy prediction that I think could actually happen. Shane O'Mac's coming back.
Shane McMahon? He's going to run it back and fight The Miz?
Maybe not The Miz, but he's going to come back. He's going to show people that he's still got one more left.
And this time he'll tear the other quad.
It might be against Austin Theory or something like that.
That's perfect. He'll be a surprise guest host on Grayson Waller Live.
Yeah, and I think Shane O'Mac's going to come out and do his little dance, and do a little punch, and then he's gonna get his quad back.
That's awesome.
Yep,
that's an awesome one.
I think that's what's going to happen.
That's awesome.
At least that's my fingers crossed. I hope that's what happens.
That's great. We're going to have our Slammies coming up soon. Might be here on YouTube. Might be up on the TikTok, depending on the link.
Maybe both.
Maybe both. I think in there we're also going to include some of our predictions for the week after WrestleMania. Maybe some returns. Maybe some debuts and call-ups. Who knows? Y'all let us know in the comments what y'all think for the Slammies. We'll catch you guys soon.
Yeah, let us know what you think about our predictions. And what are your predictions for WrestleMania?
Do you have anything else? Let us know down in the comments.
Are we going to do something for Hall of Fame?
Probably just a live review. That'll be on TikTok.
Right.
There's not really any way to predict it.
Dominic's going to walk out again.
Yeah. I predict that Paul Heyman will be inducted. It's pretty good. Pretty
Dirt
good.
sheets, baby.
That's us. All right, y'all have a good one.